Hello everybody and welcome back to the 14th Jollymun Podcast. It's very lovely to have you here on this sunny day where we're all stuck inside. It is Thursday the 26th, I believe, and we're just going to chill and have a great time of just, kicking about. Good news recently, last week I accomplished my goal Duke of Edinburgh, and I've got the they sent me an email saying congratulations, so that's a great achievement. And actually, stand-up comedy was my skill that I had to do for a year, and I've been doing that, so very, very blessed, and that will get me an extra £2. I think when you work and you've got something like if you work in like Tesco's and you have Gold Duke of Edinburgh, then they increase your pay or something like that. That's what happened to one student at my school. So I mean, it's a year and a half of grinding, 3 different aspects for an extra £1 for stacking peas. I mean, hey, I'll take it. But we had I also so school finished, so I was like, oh damn, I need to keep being productive. So I applied for like 9 different fucking jobs. I applied for like warehouses. I was like, I don't mind, I don't even care if I can't drive a forklift. I'll just follow the forklift around carrying whatever deliveries I've got and dump it in a pile with a badge that says the date. Don't mind doing that, I get paid. And all 9 of them haven't got back to me. 3 different Tesco's, 1 Morrison's, maybe an Aldi thrown in there. However, I was not successful on any of my applications, and it is probably, of course, I'm overwhelmingly underqualified, I think. But that's fine. Other than that, god damn, quarantine kinda sucks. I just sit inside playing games all day. Like I texted my friend and he had to remind me to have lunch. She did, sorry, because of my inability to function as I cannot be a human being and play games. They're kind of mutually exclusive. I cannot function whilst League of Legends is on my computer, and this is bad. And the only reason I downloaded it is school finished. So jeez. I think it's a weird. Yesterday it kind of hit me that I've lost a lot of structure in my life, and I was a little bit sad for a bit because I realised that now I'm kind of like a proper adult now, and that I need to put effort into making my own path. The path set down isn't nearly as carved out as it was going to school every day and studying hard and knowing that my studying hard was being productive. However, now I've got to find productivity for the sake of my own benefit as opposed to getting grades, which I think is a whole different skill. But we'll have fun, going for all these walks. Even with coronavirus, people still pick up dog shit. I love it. Fantastic. Everyone's dying, but you bought this Whippet 2 years ago, and I mean, it's okay. The dog's quite fun. It lies on your sofa. It's definitely a conversation starter. When you've had a little mundane chat about, when you're in the park, you have a little mundane chat about your mother and what she's doing. Oh, she can't leave the house, and then, you watch these 2 people having a chat, and I watch and I see the dog shitting in the background. I'm like, that woman's about to end that boring conversation and pick up dog shit. That is a very unfortunate path, a very unfortunate kind of chain of events she has to fulfill now. Just to go home and sit on the TV and watch TV, or maybe she's a poet. Maybe she's a poet and she writes poetry. In fact, she doesn't even want to go outside, and the quarantine hasn't affected her. Also, there's this really fun game that you can play. I know this is going to sound kind of tragic, but what you do is if you see somebody on their phone in public, right? This especially works with characters. Okay, I'll give you a hint. This especially works with characters who you wouldn't assume to be fanatical about hummus. Okay, so with that little hint, you can probably guess. You can probably imagine where this is going. You sit and you watch and you say, okay, that person is ordering 3 kilograms of hummus to their house at express delivery, Amazon Prime. So you may see a man has just got off his motorbike, pulls out his phone, quick, I need to respond to my wife who has texted me. Nope, he's actually ordering 3 kilograms of hummus, is what you say in your head. And it cheers me up. I thought, because in the library it's really odd, that's how I was entertaining myself, because there were all these strange the library's full of strange people. Like, there's this one bloke, he sits down and he writes for like hours, and he just pulls these like random faces, and he gets all angry and he starts like almost slamming the table, but he stops himself because he's in a library and he's like a full grown man. I'm sure he's still got space for growth, but I'm just saying, you know, I'm just trying to get you to calibrate his development. And it's like, well, what are you doing that makes you so angry? You're pulling these faces. I'm imagining the noise and the face that it takes to pull that, but minus the noise. That's what he was doing. God damn, what? No, maybe he had like some mental. Hey, maybe that's just what he enjoys doing. That's how he, you know, when I get out my stress, I have to go for a walk. Maybe this dude goes to the library, pulls faces, and semi-slams the table. We've all got our crutches. Blind Will. I've been listening. This Bob Dylan song stuck in my head called Blind Willie McTell. It's about a blues singer who called Blind Willie McTell, and about how Blind Willie McTell was the best at playing the blues. Also, I'm gonna get this jangle for this damn podcast. I've got a group of friends who are semi-musicians, right? And sent them. I said, look, a friendly conversation here. I would like maybe like a 4-second dingle dangle at the start of the podcast. And they said, yeah, man. And they haven't got back to me. Well, I mean, we've been talking about it, but there's been no product for 5 months. But I can assure you that's going to be, you know, really spriting fireworks and really spriting up the first 5 seconds of the podcast. And then from there, as we all know, it only goes up. It only goes up from there. Blind. I've just been going for loads and loads of walks. Just see people just walking. And their dogs. And they walk and they talk. Round and round and round and round and round the park. Then they go home. I'm kind of repeating myself here. I mean, I really hope I get my predicted grades that I needed for my. I mean, whatever Manchester right now in Manchester or even Cambridge or Oxford, all the universities, there's just a load of people who have not been very. You must be kind of all sitting around. You know, they're all kind of looking at their pieces of paper, pretending to know what the fuck's going on. In fact, they're all actually wearing hazmat suits. You know, they've all got gas masks on, and they're just talking about the future of the university. One overweight bloke chimes in. You know, he's the guy who does the printing, saying how maybe the kids could, the applicants, maybe they could do an entry exam. I don't know. Guy at the printer seems quite happy with it. You know, you can tell he's smiling through that gas mask. You can see the wrinkles around his eyes which is formed by his little smile. He's just trying to be friendly because they haven't really been having much luck, and they've all been a bit grumpy around the table in Manchester. So he's just trying to chime in. Anyway, they send him back to do the printing because they keep sending me letters. Let me read it to you. Dear Mr. Carter, thank you for your application to study at the University of Manchester. And then they just talk, and then they've got a copy and paste signature at the bottom. I don't think I read any of that stuff. Anyway. I mean, like, I was so excited for the end of school because I was going to do gigs all the time. And now all I do is get up, play League of Legends. Actually, I woke up this morning and I'd had a nosebleed inside my nose. Like, I'd had a nosebleed, but there was no blood anywhere. There was no blood on my pillow, but it was all blocking my nose. So I imagine. So the blood would have been travelling out of my nostril, on the right hand side, and I must have been breathing in, like that, sniffing, trying to keep it up. But my sniffing must have been at the same rate of the blood deposited. Therefore, there was no resultant force, and the blood just bunged up my nose. Quite strange, wake up. A little bit odd. Okay. I really need to get my get my little lines in here again for the 5 minutes, but I keep leaving my book upstairs. Oh no, I've got one here. Shall I read you a poem? Let me read you a poem. Because I've got my notepad just here. Oh. Sorry, everyone, just chopped my notepad. What have we got? Face tattoos. I got jokes about face tattoos. Little sketch. Me and my friend are going to write a sketch for everyone. God. That'll be on the channel. The sketch should be okay. Did I not write my poem in here? Okay, I didn't. Blind Willie. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh, this one's a little bit. I haven't finished this one. Red, white, and blue, flapping triumphantly. Sat in front, a loud and active mouth. The brains concealed behind skulls. Protected. The brains meaning the people controlling the mouth. It's not actually the mouth, it's a metaphor. Okay. Guards, helmets, horses, heavy armed forces. Bulletproof, protected. The pianist plays the strings, orchestration. That mouth moves with convincing dictation. Imagine a pianist, right? So in your head, a pianist, but take away the piano, so the fingers are kind of dingle-dangling around in the air, right? You see it like wiggling. And then imagine that that's what a puppeteer's hands look like. So the pianist is the puppeteer, aka the man controlling the government, or the whatever people are telling the government to say. So he's like, look, he's pianist. He's moving his hands like that, like he's got puppets, like there's strings coming off his fingers. Red, white, and blue, the bruised face of a homeless woman this winter. Okay, so it's got a cyclical narrative. It's a little bit edgy. The idea is that the red, white, and blue flag is often seen as like a triumphant, unifying for the United Kingdom. However, it's also the color on the color of the faces of the homeless people. All the sporting events are cancelled as well. I mean, if Tokyo 2020 goes across, this is going to be a real shock to the system for me. Unless over this every single seat they produce, maybe they make like a little glass, what they call test tube, and they put it upside down and put it over each seat. So you just got that bit. I mean, that's going to use up a lot of glass, isn't it? I don't think you can I know you must be able to reuse glass. They wouldn't be allowed to do judo because that's certainly not 2 meters apart. They could. Usain Bolt could still do the 100 meters race because that boy is so fast that he is 2 meters ahead of the competition. God's sake. 2 meters. 2 meters. I mean, no one really knows how long 2 meters is. The thing is, for me to know how long 2 meters is, I know that it's like 4 or 5 inches. No, it's about 6 inches taller than me. So if I lie down, then I have to put like my hand above my head, like imagine like I'm pretending to be a chicken and I've got that little red flappy thing above my head. That's what my hand would be looking like. I'd have to lie down, put my hand over my head, see that radius, and then I'd have to like not move because then I'd forget how big the radius is again. A little bit impractical. The government. What else could the government do? They don't really. The government. I mean, what's Boris Johnson up to? Who knows? Walking about. He's definitely. His heart is beating. His heart is beating somewhere. Somewhere, Boris Johnson's heart is beating. I've been so I've not been active at all recently. I haven't been talking to people, so my brain has like completely forgotten how to produce ideas and like entertain and like completely. It's just so slow. I think I need to talk to. I think my social activeness completely keeps my brain alive. I haven't even done any fucking maths. I was doing like maths for 5 hours a day a week ago, and now I haven't done maths in like 7 days. 6 days. I just contradict myself. Oh dear. Oh man. Tell you what I do need to do. Bit of bants. I do need to change my name on my driving license because it says Alfie Carter, which is a problem because whenever I send it off for official things, it will say Alfred. It should say Alfred because that's what my name is on my passport. So I've got a conflicting official names. It's not ideal. I live a dual life. Jekyll and Hyde, Alfred in the streets, Alfie, not in the sheets, in the sheets of paper. No, that's right. It's Alfie in the streets and Alfred on the sheets. On the sheets, because official documentation. Thank you, everybody. It's lovely to speak to you. Next time, I'm going to write a little bit of a to-do list for each podcast because I think I can really make it better that way. I really want to get this good, and I'm going to make a new Instagram for my comedy, and I'm really going to start banging it out. So love you all. Thank you very much. It only goes up from here. That's like what I can guarantee.